Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Gashi Skyman TV. Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru finds herself again in murky waters. She is alleged to have spent 4 million for lunch, to buy lunch for a group of people. Ladies and gentlemen, Anne Waiguru, it's not the first time that she's finding herself in such controversies. There was a time she was accused of buying a pen worth 61,000. And again, there was also another time that she was associated with the youth funds, the youth scandal. How this case ended, I don't know. But you know, in our justice system, some animals are more equal than others. Although all animals are supposed to be equal, others are said to be more equal than others. Ladies and gentlemen, today, Anne Waiguru found herself in unfamiliar waters when she was grilled by the Senate. Senator Kajwang put her on task, and this is what happened.
This is a sick joke. Spending 4 million on breakfast for revenue officers, your systems are already automated. You'd expect that you do not need a lot of manual labor. You don't need ugali for them to go and collect, because that only happens in counties where they're still collecting using rungus and a basket. So can you tell us how this 4 million was spent on breakfast and lunches for revenue collectors? Unless members you have seen it, because for me, Annex 2 is just a letter that has been photocopied from SRC. Has anyone seen the breakdown to see who ate lunch worth 4 million? No. Governor?
Chair, the information was provided to the auditors, to the best of my knowledge, according to the CEC. The question was on the justification of the payment, not for the provision of the list.
But it starts from there, Governor. You have been in the cabinet, and you know that when you go to Parliament, there are supplementary questions. We are not robots. We are going to ask further details, and that ought to be provided to Parliament. It is unconscionable for us just to say that we spent 4 million on breakfast, and because there was policy. Was it spent by one person, 2 people, 100 people, 200 people? That is very basic information. That
when the history of this country will be written, governors will occupy a very dark chapter. I have looked at the way the governors have been working, and the questions that have always been raised by the Auditor General and the Controller of Budget. You agree with me that the two ladies are doing a nice job. They are raising weighty questions. Anne Waiguru did not have proper defense. And Anne Waiguru is now in her second term. And you remember, it was during her first term that she was accused of so many issues concerning the youth funds. And now, this is what she was saying as a way of defending herself.
Kama mnataka breakfast because you're working late, to make sure this digital works, I will provide those breakfasts so that work can continue. Because that 4 million they were talking about is 4 million for the entire year for our revenue collectors. These revenue collectors, we only pay them 15,000 shillings per person. Sasa nataka muniangalie. 15,000. Alafu nimewambia waniokote pesa ifike 700 million shillings. Now they have to be at the market at 4 a.m. Lori zikiingia, zikiweka mizigo wachukue tax. And then you tell me I don't give them a supplement to have breakfast. I have no apologies to make about that. Because I want this staff to work. It is 4 in the morning. You are asleep in your bed. These people with only a salary of 15,000 shillings, surely. If we can spend 4 million shillings to get 400 million shillings, that is good mathematics, if you ask me. And we must be fair to our staff. I look at them, I tell them, sijui nifanya nini. I would like to increase your salaries. Lakini SRC menifunga mikono. But there's one thing I can do. Because you're working from 4 a.m. and work is supposed to start at 8, we will consider that extra time. Alafu wale wengine wako office, we tell them don't leave the marketplaces until after 10. You know our markets, how they operate. Surely, if you're going to keep people until 10 p.m. at night, the least you can do is give them a little allowance. So if I'm spending 4 million shillings for 12 months for me to reach my targets, na nilikuwa nimesema leo ni mkutano ya SHA, lakini hiyo kitu nitasema. Kwa sababu
one would be tempted to ask Anne Waiguru, why can't she give these workers allowances so that they can go and buy what they want? Why is it that it is the county government that is spending the money directly in hotels? Why? That's the question. Number two that we should ask ourselves. Now that Anne Waiguru has been accused of this, what is the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission going to do? Are they just going to sit down? What is the parliament, after doing this, whatever they are doing, what recommendations are they going to make? Here I am going to blame the voters. Because you see, a person is accused because of ABC and D, and then Kenyans just re-elect the same person in office. Even if there are allegations, the fact that you are being suspected, the fact that you are not beyond suspicion like Caesar's wife, because a leader should be beyond suspicion like Caesar's wife. Anybody who is seen to be entangled in issues that raises questions as far as spending of public money is concerned, such a person is not fit to hold office. The other issue is that when you look at this country, you realize there are a number of governors who are alleged to be even giving money to some politicians to secure their position when it comes to the elections. We understand whether, these are just rumors, they are just allegations, but how true it is, I don't know, because you see, lisemwalo lipo na kama halipo laja, na pia wakati mwingine tuwasema lisipokuja asubuhi ligoje jioni. There are some allegations that there are some leaders in this country who require the governors and some members of parliament to give them money because they were elected on their parties. Ladies and gentlemen, when I look at Murang'a is a model county where devolutions is seen to be working. Mugala muwe na haki umpe. When I look at many counties, when I look at Murang'a, I can see so many roads everywhere. I can see solar lights, I can see hospitals, I can see mobile dialysis machines. This is good, by the way. This is good. And Kangata hapa, Hogera, Heko, tunakupa mkono wa tahania. But when you look at many other counties, you realize that what we did is to devolve corruption. And this is very, very dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. If we are going to devolve corruption like we did, it is very, very dangerous. And when you hear that this country is losing more than 2 billion every day, don't doubt. Don't doubt, ladies and gentlemen. Because you see, what is happening is that these guys just wake up every day to go to work, and as they work, what they do, they look at positions where they are going to steal money. They steal from the public. When they are doing this, when you go to hospitals, you realize that in hospitals there are no drugs. In hospitals, people are sharing beds. There are no doctors. Workers going on strike every day. Doctors going on strike. In fact, if I may ask you, because I know it is true, and if you work with the county government, let us know the truth. When were you last paid your last salary? I know there are some counties where employees have not been paid for 3 months. We live in Kenya, we talk with these people, we share ideas, and some of them even call us to tell us that we have not been paid. This is the third month we have not been paid. Who can go for 3 months without a salary, ladies and gentlemen? Yet, when this is happening, the government is demanding taxes every day. When this is happening, you see, the government, if you don't pay taxes, they come for you. And ladies and gentlemen, when anytime you fuel a vehicle, almost 100 shillings goes to the government in form of taxes. When you look at the amount of money collected through parkings of vehicles, through market sales, through business permits, you agree with me, is a lot of money. And the government should not be crying. What this country needs, actually, is just to be accountable for the money that we get. Let us not spend the money anyhow, and let money go to where it is supposed to go, because there's a lot of misappropriation of funds in this country. And if you look at Waitito, Baba Yao, today I was watching him and I pitied him in jail. He is the former Kiambu governor, and I think other governors need to learn a lesson from this. I'm not saying that he deserves to be there, because the wheel of justice are actually rolling. It's not yet over until it's over. But the fact that he's in jail in a prison uniform, it tells you that ukiona mwenzako akinyolewa paka au tia chako maji, I think the governors are not doing the right thing. I don't know what your governor is doing, but when I look at my governor, I don't know. My governor does not even know what is happening in some parts of the county. He doesn't know. And it is high time that Kenyans decide if we need to dissolve the county governments and reduce them maybe to regional governments, maybe 8 the former provinces, and have elections for regional governments alone. In fact, we can have different elections in this country, because it seems like something is not working. And now you understand why most of these governors want to be on the side of the government. Because if you ask me, somebody like Waitito, although he had a case, the fact that he was opposing William Samoei Ruto, the wheels of justice were accelerated so that he could go to prison very fast. We have seen some people like John Waluke who have been accused of money and were sent to prison, but now they are scot-free. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say wanyama wote ni sawa, igawa wanyama, baadhi ya wanyama ni sawa zaidi kuliko wengine. Mwandishi wa Animal Farm George Orwell, shamba la wanyama, akaapa. Mimi ni wenu Gashis Kama TV. Please like the video, share, comment, and have a lovely evening. Bye.